Hello, folks. Yeah, still got the same sweater on. It's supposed to be up in the 70s today. So maybe today I can lose the sweater. It is Wednesday, 24th of April. Cheers, people. Looking at the comments. Hello, Terry. Nice to hear from you. You know, this is when I share stuff with you, it's nice that people respond, but I also need to respond. Like the fact that I've been sharing recently my interest in science. This is not new. People telling me about Michio Kaku and Jim Al-Khalili. I've been watching them for years, and I'm tired of Jim Khalili. Actually, I've watched so many of his that I'm tired of his I don't, his presentation is kind of old to me. And like I say, when I watch and listen to people, I listen and I look at body language and stuff. It's just my nature. And Michio Kaku just strikes me as someone who's paid to say a certain amount. I can't prove that. That's just my impression. And with the Jim Khalil guy, I just got tired of how he is really caught up in entertaining us. I don't give a shit about that. I want some information. That's why these brainiacs, I can't remember some of the others, Wolfram, and then there's a channel with an Indian guy. Let me find his name. The Theory of Everything is the name of the channel. That's one among others that I check in with fairly regularly, as well as just looking. I do read sometimes, bother to try to read papers online. Can't think of his name right now, but he's with the Wolfram program. Looks like a younger guy with a really big forehead. And these people are interesting because you can just hear that they are just super caught up in thinking and being aware of and knowledgeable about other deep thinkers and scientists and papers and how they refer to one another's works. It's very interesting to me. I share that, and it is a bit of an old knee-jerk reaction from um, my upbringing here in the Midwest, being a black man where starting with childhood, it's just assumed that you are less intelligent. So I do have, PTSD about that, and so that's partly why I feel like, well, let me just tell these folks, this ain't new to me. I ain't not some dummy just coming along all of a sudden finding out about this in 2024. Yeah, it's just me being me. What's going on, people? Well, what's going on is I need to get a new printer cartridge. I tend to run things until they go, you know, and so I needed to print out a form so I can get paid from University of California, and the printer ran out of ink on one of the forms, and I sent it anyway because most of the information's there, and they're saying, well, can you reprint that? Okay, so I got to go get some printing ink. Of course, I need to get some anyway. Um, okay, I'll show some records. I have thoughts. Okay, let me just go. Okay, so my neighbors across the street here, I don't know their names except for the one who I was his tutor when he was a boy. I don't know what these people are up to, but they're up to something that's not right. one of the things that they do, or one of the things that really distresses me, is how they'll leave one of their dogs out. And my glasses just popped out. The lens just popped out. For hours, just barking endlessly. And it's just the bark. And I look out, and sometimes they put them in the backyard, but I hate it like they'll leave them in the front yard. And the dog is just barking and jerking at the chain. It's like, let me in, come get me. And this will go on for hours. I'm at the point of wanting to approach them about this. I don't know what to expect, because these people are like, they, to me, are an example of what is wrong in the world today, which is people are really stupid and low class. Anyway, we'll see how it goes today. I'm really getting close to going over there and asking them, about the dog, You would think something that simple would not be a problem, but this is the sort of thing where if it doesn't go right, I could get shot or something. I'm serious, okay? Just sharing that, okay? When it comes to music, okay, here's the latest with me. So, I'm having a bit of a reset mentally about my next record. Blake has moved. He don't even live in Omaha. If I can move to what, Clarinda, Iowa, or some kind of shit. I'm just now finding out you don't even live here. I'm just gonna go. This is an example of where I'm so glad that I realized this about human nature. We do what we do because of what we want to do, not because of others. I thought I was making a record with Blake. He's on a whole nother trip. Does it bother me a little bit? Yeah, because I'm human, But thankfully I realize, he's less than half my age. He's doing his thing. My perspective is I thought we did something special and we're going to continue it. So I may be switching gears on my next record and not doing the Muse #2. I might be working up this other material. Some of it I presented with DHX last weekend with Aaron. See, I've got so much material I can choose. So that's kind of on my mind. I have a gig with Blake and James in a couple of weeks, and Blake won't respond to my texts. So I'm just moving on. When I see him at the gig, I'll find out what the hell's going on with him. I think I do know what's going on, and so I'm just going to move forward. It's not that the Muse 2 won't happen. It's just that it will probably not be the collaboration the first one was. I can't wait for them. Which is what I've been doing. Apparently there's nothing to wait for. Pulled some old records yesterday. I got still new records to play, but that's what was fun about buying all those records. Having all this old stuff and adding a bunch of new stuff. So this is an old record I haven't played in a while. German group, Birth Control, Plastic People. When I first bought this, I bought this back not too long after it came out, and I was always intrigued by the fact that they name-checked Genesis P. Orridge of Throbbing Gristle on this album. Now, I haven't figured out what he does on here, but this is good progressive rock. I have 3 of their albums, and all of them are different. You can tell it's the same band, but boy, they went through a lot of changes. Pretty good stuff. Birth Control. I like that cover too. Plastic People. I have a single out with one of the members of this band on Bandcamp. This is Tone Dogs, Ankety Low Day. Came out in the 80s. The person at the bottom here is Amy Denio. West Coast multi-instrumentalist. She and I collaborated on a digital single. I believe it's on my Bandcamp or it's on hers. But the other person at the top here, the drummer, Matt Cameron, became world famous in Soundgarden. This is before that band, but Matt Cameron's drumming is a big feature here. He's very good, very good. But all three people, Fred Challoner, the bassist and other musician on here, was in Curlew. Fred Frith makes an appearance on here, as well as Hans Reichel. This is pretty cool. Listen to most of this last night. Somewhat angular, progressive, even a little bit math rocky, just a little bit, but not math rock. Not exactly, no. Richard, if you see this, because I think you do watch me for regular, I haven't gotten back to this, okay? I see that you have an interview with Ellen Ryder on your channel. I watched it with Steve. I wouldn't mind having a crack at Steve Wilson. I bet you he and I could have a real fun conversation about records. I listened to his podcast with the guy from No Man a little bit. They're old friends, so the way they have the friendly bickering is entertaining. It's also somewhat entertaining, but I wouldn't mind talking to Steve about records and collections. I think we could have a good time. Bruford tapes. This was originally a radio. Yeah, it was on the radio. This is good stuff. And some people still debate whether or not this is Alan Holdsworth. It's pretty clear to me it's not. It's pretty clear to me that it's this guy named John Clark. This is good, though. I hadn't played it in a long time. Okay, of the records that I bought recently, this R.E.M. Under the Sun has gotten... they're a great band. I like a good pop song. So the song, The Outsiders, it's back. Because the melody in there it's another old melody that is just on the tip of my tongue that they use as touch bass to start it. What is that? And the way it starts. And then I really like the way that Q-Tip's rap on here. It goes right along with the feeling of the song and the words. I'm not a hypocrite, folks. It's the music that's most important to me. I pay attention to words when the words call out to me. And it's cool how R.E.M. started with vocals that you couldn't understand, getting to the point where Michael Stipe writes really very good lyrics. Very good lyrics. What else is down here? Okay, one more time. I said it before, but this is really up my alley. Spoonfed Hybrid. Listen to it again last night. It's not the words. It is the timbre of the voice. I like his voice. It's very boyish. And innocent isn't the word. There's a quality to the voice. It's just inescapable for me to describe why it touches me, okay? Then there's an aspect of the songwriting and the music that is completely non-blues. So it captivates my imagination as to where this music came from. I like that a lot. It doesn't sound purely classical either, which I love that. So this Spoonfed Hybrid is wonderful. Wunderbar. I pulled some more old stuff, and then I really enjoyed this, okay? There's so much stuff that I haven't shown, but let me just stay real. I recently bought this Black Uhuru Anthem. Showed it online, and someone shared with me that, you got the right, this is the original cut mix because it was recut for America, more dubby, the person said. And they said, this is the version. Well, I really didn't know that. I had first had this on a cassette that someone had made a mix for me and put this on, and it was apparently the original mix. Love this album. Party Next Door, Botanical Roots, Black Uhuru Anthem. This is a badass album. Michael Rose's voice, as well as Ducky Simpson. I love what you do that ding 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 ding. I can't do it. It's fantastic. I'm glad I got to see them with Puma. I saw him. I'm a killer. This is one I pulled and didn't quite make it through. I wasn't in the mood. Margaret Brouwer, Clara Shore, and Stepan Suber. This is one of those records on the Opus. Is it? Yeah. Opus label. So this is modern classical. I put it on, tried to settle in. It's spacey. I was hoping that this might be something where Opus 1 is the label, yeah. Where there would maybe be some electronics involved. It's not. This is some deep listening. I wasn't in the mood to go there, but I tried. I like stuff like this, but again, I have to be in the mood. It was a little too just a little too spread out for me to really get into yesterday. Anything else? Yes. I've shown this already, but I want to say, now that I've heard it several times, the new Laetitia Sadier from Stereolab, her new album, I love it. Rooting for Love. This is like, Stereolab was always kind of this grown-up kind of sound to me, they're doing this krautrock thing, but it's all grown-up sounding. This is even more grown-up sounding, if you know what I'm saying. Very comfortable. The way she moves between English and French in the words. But I just love the music. I love the feeling of this music. Very, very nice. One more. Is this French or Italian? This is French. Transit Express. Opus Progressive. French. From the 70s, it's that good stuff where these people were trying to copy Mahavishnu Orchestra, but coming up with their own sound. It's a good album. I have 2 of their albums. I'd like to get anything else by them. Great musicians on here. Serge Perathoner and David Rose stand out to me. Dominique Bouvier, though, also on drums, is good here. So that's what I have. Let me check the comments again right quick. It's good to hear from you, Terry, down under. Nick is sharing he's seen Joshua Abrams. That's some good stuff. Someone asked on an old video about Andrew Wang. I don't keep up with people. I love Seafield. Yeah, Henry Threadgill. I might bother to look up his book. I knew about Sal Valentino. I never liked the band Stoneground. Yeah, I was like, that was that hippie music that I thought was like, yeah, this is the sound of people, the hippie part where things seem to be cool, but they go bad. That communal living, free love, and people in their bullshit, it all comes to the surface, I didn't like Stoneground. Yeah, Cro-Magnon, Orgasm, yeah. Been going through a lot of about depression recently, and your videos always bring some much needed joy to my mornings. Thanks, Derek. I'm glad, Yes, good for Madison. When people talk about these things like that, I am so not on that level. Madison's being progressive, new bus routes, upcoming public market, strong housing coalitions. Well, good if that actually makes a difference for some people. The overall picture is just so sour that I'm done. For years I did that work, community work, where you just bust your ass and you barely see anything happen. I'm glad there's people that are still doing it. I'm done. Almost died many times doing stuff for people, and really trying to push forward. But I see the forest for the trees, which is we have to fight for a civilized life and to help one another because of the food chain. The people at the very top, the 1/10%, are so far removed from us regular people that it's not part of their agenda to help us or to maintain the infrastructure of any country to the point that it actually helps people live. They are out for themselves only. And I see that. So that's why I said, fuck it. I'm going to sit back and listen to records. So good, Sean, that things are happening in your community and that you're involved. If you are, good. Yeah. Ellie had a plumber. I have some more plumbing that I need to get done. Yeah. And yeah. Okay, so that's it, people. Yeah, I have some shopping to do apparently today. All right. Have a good day. Talk to me.